What are you doing? It's better this way.
Wait a minute. But sometime in this I've drafted. What about the continuity of... But the continuity of... Oh, look! A laptop! I wonder if I can draft. Is this thing on? I had some small technical difficulties getting this working from this trunk. And by that I mean, the first time that I did this tonight, I forgot to hit record. So we're doing it again! Last time I got a Drakehaven. We're going blue-black cycling this week, so... technically I should probably take this Vile Manifestation because it works well in our deck, and it's right on theme. But I kind of want to splash a Scorpion God. And I get the feeling that chat will actually be, you guys will be forgiving about this one. I'm hoping. Scorpion God seems a lot better than just jamming Vile Manifestation. Vile might even come back, is the thing. Now we have a Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs, which is actually pretty solid for us to just, like, stall out and keep blocking for a long time. Desert of the Mindful, which is good. I mean, both cycling and all the desert stuff that works, you know, obviously pretty good. We're trying to be blue-black, so we need to make sure that Desert of the Mindful is up there. Moaning Wall, Tragic Lesson, Traveler's Amulet, all decent. I like the Traveler's Amulet a bit, just because we already got the Scorpion God, but I think this should wheel. Really tempted to just take the Wall of Pharaohs, hope the Desert of the Mindful wheels. I'm going to do that. I want to have a big wall here. And then we've got a Desert of the Glorified and Traveler's Amulet, Aerial Guide, Canner Eternal. I think I like the Desert of the Glorified. Works the Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs, works as a cycler. I was hoping, I talked about this actually on the last, what I thought was a video. I really did do that. But I was talking about how I wanted a deck that I saw somebody make this and they beat me with it. They were actually running 2 Apocalypse Demon, which is just a terrible card. But their deck was really cool in the way that they utilized it. They had a lot of strategic plannings and other cards that milled themselves. They were even running like Ipnu that would, you know, the land to mill themselves. And they would constantly embalm and eternalize using Apocalypse Demon and cycling and stuff to get a bunch of things into their graveyard really fast and then just hit the Apocalypse Demons and crush. And it was actually really good. I was impressed with the deck, so I might try to do that if I see it open. Let's get the Desert of the Glorified here. Torment of Scarabs. I really do like Torment of Scarabs. If you can get multiples, it's very hard to get out from under. Once the game goes long, or if you gain any kind of advantage, it's really hard to recover when you're under a Torment of Scarabs. Like, there's a lot of games where it can be a close board, or you're just a little bit behind, but they've got a Torment, and it's just unwinnable. Every turn you're slowly falling behind. I really like it for that. There's the Manolith to help us with Scorpion God, or Desert or Survivor's Encampment, the Desert, to help as well. I think that we take the Torment. Lurching Rotbeast should come back. A couple of Aerial Guides that I'm missing out on, which is unfortunate. Grizzly Survivor. It does work with cycling, so that is a thing. Scrounger of Souls is fine. Manticore Eternal is great. I would probably take that if this is a normal draft and try and go black-red. But we're taking Grizzly Survivor. Gotta see if we can get this working. Unsummon is pretty solid. Without Weakness is interesting. It does cycle. I've never really used it, but that's what this format's... This is what this series is all about, this Full Force series. We want to try and play cards that maybe we wouldn't normally play and see if they're actually good. Try out the archetypes, see where cards kind of fit into place. See if we can make them better than they seem to be. Ooh, Desert of the Mindful's nice. Striped Riverwinder wouldn't be bad either, but I like the deserts a lot, especially when we already got a wall. Striped Riverwinder is just so expensive is the problem. Manolith I really want to hit. We've seen a few of them. Definitely taking the Vile Manifestation. I was hoping it would wheel. Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs is also a consideration just because of the deserts, but Vile seems like it's going to be better. It's one of the few things that actually cares about cycling in this format. Like in Hour of Devastation, I mean. Cunning Survivor, there's another thing for cycling. Again, normally I don't like the card, but I might want it here. Proven Combatant actually seems fairly solid, because like I said, if I could, I would try and do that deck where we're going to use Strategic Plannings and a lot of Embalm and Eternalize. Proven Combatant was something they used against me a lot. I'm going to take the Survivor, though. Crypt of the Eternals. So that would just help us play the Scorpion God. Honestly, I think I'd like Reedstalker even over that. Survivor's Encampment or Traveler's Amulet. That's a choice, because I do want the fixing for the Scorpion God. The question is, which fixing is better? This makes it easier to get red, but this also is a desert for the Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. Not as easy as it looks. I think I take a Traveler's Amulet and hope that we get another encampment later. If I remember correctly, there should be another one coming up. Might have been the Crypt of Eternals. I might have been mistaking those. I'm going to grab the Crypt, though. It's possible that I want it for the Scorpion God. It's really not great, but sometimes you just need it. If we're trying to splash the Scorpion God, we need a couple of red sources. Especially since we want to be able to use its ability a couple times, if possible. It's not entirely necessary, though. Like, we don't need 2 or 3 red mana when it's in play for this card to be good. I mean, it's a 6/5 that just doesn't die, and whenever a creature with a -1/-1 on it dies, then you draw a card. Even if it didn't have the second, the middle ability there, then, I mean, it'd still be absolutely bonkers. Alright, we're going to take the green land here and just hope that people see that and assume white is open. I don't know why they would, but we need to try and send that signal, because we need the blue and black cards. That's all we want. Okay, what's a bomb that we want? Scarab God would be great. Maybe we can double God it up. I would be very happy with a Scarab God. Another Vile Manifestation would actually be pretty okay. We didn't see any strategic planning, so it looks like that kind of secondary strategy is out of the window. Hazard's Undying Fury. No, that's not happening. We've got a Moaning Wall. A Lurching Rot Beast without weakness. Tragic Lesson, I suppose. Moaning Wall could be okay. We don't mind having a lot of ways to stall out, and then cycling it afterwards is, or like if we don't need it, is fine. I guess it's okay. Really not the card that I wanted to first pick, though. Let me tell you. Unquenchable Thirst works with all of this. Lethal Sting is decent. Vizier of the Anointed seems fairly solid, although we don't have any Embalm or Eternalize yet. I could have really used that last video. Boy, could I have used that last video. Let's grab the Unquenchable Thirst, though. I don't think Lethal Sting is as good as the Unquenchable Thirst in this deck. We're not going to have as many creatures as a lot of decks, and we're going to use a lot of them for cycling too, so we've got to take that into consideration when we're thinking about where we can put -1/-1s. This is a lot of green. Gazillion Kenra, Overcome, Beto Sharpshooters, Desert, Harrier Naga. Woof. Could take another Without Weakness, but I think that now's the time. Well, I already took a Traveler's Amulet. Maybe it is the Without Weakness, number 2. Nothing here is good. I don't want any of these cards. There's no blue, no black. It does feel like it's not... Like, it's possible that we're getting cut here, but it does feel like this pack is also just really heavily weighted towards green. Because there's a ton of good green cards, even if you consider that, you know, no green cards were already taken. Alright, I'm going to grab the Without Weakness. Like, this could have just been a pack that was seated strangely and didn't really have a lot. Alright, Countervailing Winds is fine. Really good white card. Vizier of the True is sick. Kenner's Scrapper is very good. Hippo, Puncturing Blow. This is looking unfortunate for us. Desert of the Mindful. Desert is good. We also have the Striped Riverwinder. I kind of want to grab the Striped Riverwinder because we don't have any finishers yet. We have 2 deserts. Take the Riverwinder this time. And another Countervailing Winds. Alright, I will definitely jam that. Now we get a desert and a wall. Oof. And a Torment. Oh, man. Okay, so there's a ton of good things here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what I thought. So everybody's gonna take every other card but the swamp. We're stuck with only one of these. This has been a great pack to get earlier, because I'd love to try and wheel something. Alright, I'm gonna just take the Torment. I think that we need the removal. Grizzly Survivor, Wretched Camel. Wretched Camel does work with the deserts. I really like it. I've been impressed with the Wretched Camel. It's not insane or anything, but it's just a solid card. I don't think I care about Grizzly Survivor. Even with the Cycle and Discard, it just seems bad. Just seems bad. Alright. What are we looking to wheel here? There were a couple deserts that went around. I could take the Tragic Lesson. It does have the discard a card, so it is kind of like a cycle for pretty much everything that actually uses it. They all say cycle or discard. So I think I take the Tragic Lesson. It's got some good synergies. Obelisk Spider Wield? What is going on? I'm going to take that just because it's got a little bit of black in it. And maybe people will stay green. Yikes. That's crazy. Obelisk Spider is great. Kenner Eternal. And Proven Combatant. Okay, I mean, not the greatest start in the world for what I was hoping, but it's not that bad either. Darn. No Drakehaven this time. The one that I didn't get to record, that I thought I was recording, we opened up a Drakehaven, and that was so nice. I'm going to take the Stir the Sands here, though. Be pretty happy. Shimmer Scale Drake is okay. Miasmic Mummy's fine, but Stir the Sands is excellent. Maybe we'll get past the Drakehaven. Doesn't seem particularly likely, but it feels like the blue-black cycling deck is a little bit less fleshed out with the addition of Hour of Devastation. There's not as much stuff to build around it like Drakehaven or Arcfiend of Ifnir or all those kinds of cards. Devotion. We've got Cartouche of Knowledge, River Serpent. Some really good green cards again. Scaled Behemoth is insane. I think that I'd take the River Serpent. I still wouldn't mind a couple more creatures, and another big top-end cycler is nice. I don't think I really care too much about the Cartouche. Censor. Censor is excellent. So is Shimmer Scale Drake, though. Got some good choices. We already passed one Shimmer Scale Drake. I feel like it's possible that we wheel the one of the two of them if we take the Censor, just because somebody that else that's in blue might not be able to find spots for both 5-drops. I know it sounds a little crazy, because you can probably jam 2 Shimmer Scale Drakes, but it's more likely that they can jam a Shimmer Scale and a Censor than 2 5s. So I'm going to take the Censor here. It's just so much fun to get them, too. An Essence Scatter, a Wasteland Scorpion, and an Initiate. Like to not play that. Because that means I probably take Initiate. I know that this cycles, but we don't have a lot of reason to be cycling yet. Sadly. We've got the Cunning Survivor and the Grizzly Survivor, but I guess Countervailing Winds and Vile Manifestation. We've got, like, minor synergy. Nothing great. Compelling Argument, Unburden, and Wasteland Scorpion. Lots of decent cyclers here. We've seen a couple Unburdens going around, so let's just take the Wasteland. And I do need some more creatures still. We only have 12. I think that's a good idea. Canyon Slough. I definitely like a Canyon Slough. Wasteland and Unburden again. Whew. Canyon Slough is an easy pick, though, and we've got Scorpion God. And we're trying to cycle. Seeker of Insight is excellent if we have something that needs repeated cycles, because you can just constantly use the effect as a pseudo cycle card. You can have this as a 4/3 all the time kind of thing. I think, yeah, it definitely seems like a Seeker. Evolving Wilds, I'm going to want that. I don't want a second Seeker. We've already got 16 cards. Or, well, like, sorry, 24, 16 lands. And I think that that's okay because we've got the Traveler's Amulet. It's a little dicey. Probably fine, though. Slitherblade, Painful Lesson, Miasmic Mummy. I don't really like Mummy in this kind of deck. Even if you're trying to get the discards, it's just, you don't want to discard this early. Normally you're not trying to discard on turn 2 because you don't have anything set up yet. You can't Drake Haven and get an extra Drake or something like that by paying the mana. So it's not as good early as it can be. And you don't want to draw it late just to discard a card. So I've never really liked the Miasmic Mummy all that much. I guess it's fine here just because I might want early game against somebody, but it's not a huge deal if I don't have it. I'm positive it's going to just stay on the side. Let's take the Unburden. That is a useful sideboard card. Seeker, Scribe of the Mindful versus Ancient Crab. I think I'd rather have the big wall. There we go. The perfect cycle card. It supports all of our cyclers. How could we not want it? It's a compelling argument for it. Could have taken that Pursue Glory, honestly, because it does cycle, but I'm never going to be able to actually cast the front side of it, or even want to cast the front side of it. Like, it's possible I can put it in the deck at some point, just to have extra cycling, and I can possibly play it because of the Scorpion God. Like, I am trying to splash red, but it just doesn't seem like it's even a useful card, even if I go through all the trouble of getting it into the deck and managing to get the red mana and play it. Like, I don't have enough creatures to care about getting that online. Now what do I do? Do I cut a card? Also, do I want to try and find a way to put in Unburden? Or, like, Pitiless Vizier? I think I can take out the Without Weakness and put in Unburden for that. I kind of like the Pitiless Vizier here. We have a lot of cycling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I won't count this. So 11. Yeah, like 11 things to cycle. Could take the Proven Combatant out. It's good with the Seeker of Insight, so we can discard it and then buy it back as a 6. But that is just one thing. What else do I have that would make me discard? Anything? Yeah, I think we can take out the Proven Combatant and play the Pitiless Vizier. Have a little bit of a higher impact card. And then we'll add the lands. It's saying no mountains. Currently we have 2 sources. Evolving Wilds wants at least 1. We have 6. Oh, we'd need 11 anyways. It was a little bit short. Okay, so that's kind of perfect. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 black sources. It's a lot. 4, 5, 6, 7. Kind of like flipping that, especially since a lot of our blue cyclers actually require blue mana to be cycled. Our black cards don't. They're all just colorless. Unburden, Wasteland Scorpion, even Vile Manifestation. Only exception is Stir the Sands. Alright, I'm good with this, and we will send it for round 1.